So continue to finish our assignment 10 part 2 about DVC scheduling 3. Remember your output should be look like this. So we can easily to do the duplicate to display how many duplication. But how can we make our subject code display with the subject name first, then different course name and the section number in the alphabetic order? So that's what I'll go back to see here. That's earlier in the previous video I showed you. You need to have two-dimensional associative array. So the already seen for the duplicate check, the count to save the subject and the course name. So this one is the duplication and subject code count. We can finish within few lines. So you see, because here you're already seeing we check turn the section. If this one is true, that's duplicate. So before we need to have some other continue or skip the loop, but now we don't need, because one thing is, if you are duplicate, I just increment the duplicate, because after the else, I can the first one just add this non-duplicate section into the array. So this one is add this section into subject code count. Right? They can do right away. Because each one, they are so easy, just one line. But the next question is, after we finish those lines, the count two-dimensional associative array will have all the subject and the course information. How should I display the result? Remember, your result, you need to be like this, right? They need to be like this. They need to be the alphabetic order. So how can we display that? So did you remember we told you in associative array, actually we have one function. We never really have a chance to use that. We call the keys function. Did you remember this keys function? They will return you all the keys for your associative array in a queue. Right. So this one is what we need. So for the count, if we consider the count dot key, I will return the first dimension of the key. So if I call count.keys, so these sub keys in the queue, they will return all the, so this queue, so actually is this queue of all subject codes, right? So that's like all the COMSC, English, math, they are all the subject code. So from this queue, I can get for each subject what their course is. For example, I want to see what is the computer science. So that's why our COMSC. So you can have your associative name count, right? So here, if I want to do the COMSC, give them the first dimension key. So this one actually, after this one, they will have another associative array contain what? Courses list of COMSC. Okay, good. So that's why here, if for each subject, so this queue, actually for each subject with your subject code, that this keys function again. So this one actually is the queue. So contain the course list for one subject. Okay, so this one actually is how you will display those subject information. So remember the queue you have here they are not in an ascending order unless you are the linked list. So maybe they will be either in the stack order or first in first out or queue order. But the important thing is after we call these key functions, right? So you see they all return queue, but the queue actually is not the sorted order we want. So those queue, they are not in the sorted order. So that's why since you need to display so many different subject and the course name, right? So actually you will need to call count.keys one time. But then you need to have another for loop for each keys from this queue. You need to find each subject, their course list. So that's why since everything needs to be sorted, right? Okay, so that's why here, how you sort the queue for the key. The queue is not being sorted in the alphabetic order. And also since you need to call this keys function all the time, then display all the keys in the ascending order. So that's why I will recommend you may write a function so they can convert a queue to another associative array, or if you want to do the associative array or another array, so then you make this sorted. So either way, you just need to find a way. But one thing is, since you only have queue, you want to see how you will pop from the queue into another data structure. So since you always know, you always can sort an array, right? Did you remember your sort array? We talked about many different ways to sort array. So then you can just using the nested for loop to sort the array. So that's why here is I recommend to you. So this example, I just use the static array. So I just need to pass a queue. So this queue actually is all the key we have earlier. Okay, from that keys function, you return a queue. So using this queue, that's convert become an array and a sorted array. Okay, so the first thing you need to create a static array. Why I choose the static array? Because from the queue you have, you already know how many elements in this queue. So the size actually equal to the queue dot size. So after you have your size, you have your static array. So we won't waste any space. And also this one is easier for us to do the sorting. So then I create another static array called keys. So these keys, actually I just need to pop from the original one by one. So since I need to pop, I cannot, because this one they only passing by constant reference. So I can make the copy. So after I make a copy, as long as it's not empty, I just need to copy the from into the key array. So my keys array. Actually, my array called keys. So keys on each index. So then I pop. So after I pop from the key, after I pop all the key from my queue, then I can save that into the static array. But they are not sorted either. So then here is we sort the static array. So that's why afterward you can return the sorted static array. So after your static array is sorted, can you display those information? Yeah, so I will leave that for you to show those information.